Hello, dear ones. It's Darshana, and I'm here with you from the 20th day of Power to the P. This has been a journey that I have undertaken since the 1st of February, and so 20 days in, and wow, what a wild ride. So today's a really interesting day. It's kind of an unprecedented one in that I have come up against a quality of resistance and a little bit of shame that is surprising me. And I want to give you a little bit of context for it. So last night I was the recipient in an erotic massage session. And it was so beautiful because I have been holding this space a lot for others. It's part of my existing work. It's part of my training. And why I'm doing this challenge. It's tied into the certification as a sexological body worker. And I haven't really been in the recipient mode all that often up until this weekend. And last night I had the pleasure of an extended session where for about 90 minutes, almost 2 hours, I got to really drop deeply into the realms of subtle sensation with somebody else holding space and supporting me through that. And it was super yummy. I got in touch with a quality of orgasmic, ecstatic energy that is super distinct from any kind of peak experience. It's more an encounter with deep presence and really just accessing some altered states where my laughter came in abundance, my tears flowed, lots of sounds and movement, very expressive. And rather than it being like a build to a peak and then falling back down again, it was just like fireworks over and over and over again of maybe not even fireworks, just ripples of this energy moving through me. And I was riding the waves, and it was delicious and very nourishing and sweet. It involved a little bit of genital contact, but actually not all that much. And it was just more focused on my entire body, physically and energetically. And so this morning when I woke up, I found myself very hesitant to engage in a mindful masturbation practice. And that brought up a bunch of different things for me. So the shame factor is in realizing that by putting the emphasis on mindful masturbation here for the sake of this challenge, I feel like perhaps I've done a disservice to really addressing the full scope of what orgasmic yoga and what conscious self-pleasuring can be about. And yes, certainly you've heard me speak about days when I wasn't all that interested in genital stimulation and other ways that I've engaged with my body. But I don't feel like I've emphasized that quite enough, that it isn't always only about getting oneself off or even being in touch with your genitals directly. This really is a practice of self-care and what's pleasurable to your body. How can you nourish yourself and enjoy yourself? And so today, I didn't want to disturb this state that I still am feeling myself in, like this particular high has felt so sweet. And rather than going into a hands-on engagement with myself, what I decided to do was to just have my awareness stay with my genitals, which is what you do when you're receiving an erotic massage in the context that I was having this done yesterday in a practice that I've been working with in my training. The recipient's focus is on their breathing and to track sensation, desire, impulse related to their genitals in particular. And it doesn't mean that there's touch or stimulation happening directly. It means that you're checking in as if this was command central, dictating where do you want to go, how do you want to move, what do you want to receive. And so I decided to continue that same focus as I sat at my altar and did my morning ritual. And I kept that focus with me as I went to a yoga class that I really enjoy and spent 90 minutes on my mat. And I kept bringing awareness back to what was going on with my yoni. And sometimes it was physical sensation, particularly moving through a yoga practice. I could feel the fabric of my pants moving against my skin and my tissues. And sometimes it was a little bit titillating, or sometimes it was a little annoying. I could feel my pelvic floor, my thighs, my ass as I would stretch and move in different positions. And I just noticed like moments where there was tension and clenching happening. I invited in more relaxation. And so it was a beautiful practice in mindfulness, but not necessarily masturbation. And I came home from yoga and I said, okay, it's still morning. I still have time. And again, just no real desire. And then I started spinning off because I'm going to be on a plane all night tonight. And then I'm going to be traveling this coming week. I'm like, oh, this is my last day at home in my space. I should really enjoy a great practice. I should do this for myself. I should do this for all of you. And I just had to stop myself with all of these shoulds and take stock of where I was at and recognize that to honor the commitment of transparency and sharing vulnerably from what this journey has been for me, I just needed to share with you what's going on for me today. I feel amazing. I feel a state and a quality of ecstasy distinct from something I've had in quite a while. And I want to just let it ride. And so I'm going about my business today with a continued focus, a returning over and over again as a meditative practice to checking in with my genitals. And that is how I'm going to honor myself today, to make sure that my yoni is feeling good and feeling relaxed, and that I'm taking time to pause and breathe all the way down to her, and to maybe do some muscle toning exercises throughout the day and just like let her know, like, yeah, I'm tracking you and I'm following you. I'm listening, letting that be the guide for how I'm moving through my day. So there's my share. And we've got a little more than a week to go. And I don't know what's going to come, but I do know I'm open to the surprises because it's been a phenomenal learning experience to just witness myself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually going through this journey. And it's a humble honor to be able to share it with you. So thanks for following along. Thanks for the comments and the shares and reaching my way to let me know a little bit about what's happening with you. I will be back with you from the East Coast tomorrow, and we'll see what happens then. All right. Be well.